They had to change how AFK timers worked because of Yuumi. Because how the AFK timing worked before Yuumi came out, as long as you hadn't issued a movement command in a certain amount of time, they would AFK you. But with Yuumi, you don't issue movement commands. So they had to change the entirety of the AFK fucking the way it worked for Yuumi to be released.
Yeah, but you know, at the same time, though, I think the people that are playing Yuumi probably should be banned. So I think it's, honestly, it's a good trade-off.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? It's Midnight Oasis here again with another episode. We've got episode 8, 9, 200.
Okay,
who knows?
More than one.
It's between 1 and a million, probably.
The way you can let us know, because we can't do math, is you go in the comments and you post it, so that way we know what episode number we're on.
Mm-hmm. It's 69. Every episode's episode 69.
It also definitely won't be in the title.
No, not at all. We need you to tell us.
My favorite part about the word title is that it's tit in it.
And then it's also like sophisticated because it has French in it at the end.
Yeah,
le tit. You know?
Yeah, French are so sophisticated.
Yeah.
Talk about all those cataclysms.
No habla español francés.
So,
anyways,
let's move on to the topic at hand today. We don't actually have super fixed topics, but we're going to talk about some fun stuff. So, starting off, League of Legends just dropped its teaser trailer, and this is going to be dated as fuck by the time. It'll probably be out by the time this episode releases. But it dropped its teaser trailer for the new champion, Cassante 2.0 is what people have been tagging her as.
No, I've actually been seeing it. It's Calisante.
I've seen that as well.
Yeah.
Calisante.
Yeah,
because it's Callista mixed with Cassante.
Well, because I don't know if you saw her passive. I think you only half watched the video, Lucas. But every time she casts an ability, she gets a dash.
If she uses a movement input while casting an ability, she gets a dash.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was like,
her kit has no dashes, but her passive is every single ability gives you a dash. And also, I was so upset. I was watching the video of it. I was like, okay, the champion's fucking bullshit, whatever, yada yada. We get to the end, right? It's showing like in gameplay. I look to the bottom left. I see bruiser items, and I go, "You fucking kidding me? At least make her an assassin. At least make it not a tank, not a fucking. I'm gonna have 4k HP, 350 AD, and 8 dashes. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm gonna hold my reservations until I actually see like numbers and shit and actually play it in game. I remember when Callista first came out and people were like, "How are you going to attack her? She moves all the time." And then she just, it's not that big of a deal.
I mean, when Callista first came out, she was absolutely fucking bonkers busted. I remember playing.
Yes, I very much remember that
on Callista, and I would go like 24-1 every single game because because you could. You could just infinitely run away from people.
I don't think her movement was the biggest thing that made her the best.
But it doesn't help.
It's the fact that it doesn't help, sure, but it's not like the main focus.
It'll be the
reservations.
It'll be the usual
of bad league champ design again.
It'll be the usual league thing where a new champion's gonna drop. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, an ability I haven't had to learn and memorize yet. It's gonna take like a month," and then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, this is how you deal with the hopping around." Because that's kind of what happened with Callista for a little bit. Because like the first 2 weeks were really rough, and everyone's like, "Okay, so she can hop this far, and then she's gonna Q me, and it's gonna chunk me for a whole bunch." Okay, got it, cool. That's neat, but like at least you can kind of learn the range.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when Callista first came out, the thing that was OP for her was her run. It did too much damage and stacked too fast.
Yes. And there was less supports, and I think Braum was also really good at the time. So then, like...
Definitely. I mean, there was less of every character back then, but...
I feel like...
There was definitely enough supports to play with her.
So when I was looking through her abilities, like she's got like the two just like kind of slashy ones. She's got like the dash 4 that gives you a shield, and she has some other... I don't even remember what the other ability was.
I forget what her
and then her ultimate was the flash behind her.
I can go through it. So her passive's something called Drakehound Step. Basically, when she casts an ability, issuing a move or attack order will cause her to dash after the ability finishes. Casting ability also gives her a charge, which also increases her attack range and speed. And then those attacks will consume a charge to deal additional damage, and it restores energy. That's another fun thing. She's a new energy-based champ, which I think
is incorrect
is the first energy-based camp.
She's not an Ionian, so that was.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, I think it's her first energy-based since Ionia.
And also, it's just the ninja.
Ionian.
It's also just the ninja type champions that are supposed to have energy, so they kind of just aren't caring about that. I don't know. I think that's.
Yeah, they did have. I don't know.
I think I was gonna say the league has generally over the years moved away from character specific stuff. There's like there's funny little passives, like if you had 2 ninjas on your team, all the ninjas got -1 HP.
Yeah, there's the I don't know if it's still in the game, but if your character. If you're using a skin with sunglasses, you took 1 less damage from Leona passive.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So like Zyra deals like one bonus damage to Zion because Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah. I think like the days of like worrying about that stuff are kind of done. And I mean, if you really want to be fucking technical with it, you could make some bullshit that she's fucking.
And Ionia,
Noxie in general. That she invaded Ionia and get colonized, bitch.
I'm sure they'll have something on it. So
I'm really not looking. I don't know. It feels like another oversaturated kit where it's just gonna have too much.
I was gonna say what. So
on a bruiser, like
one of her abilities was you do. Well, you do dash run all of them.
I can keep reading. So Q is called Cunning Sweep / Sundering Slam. She sweeps her blades forward in a semicircle, dealing extra damage to enemies at the edge, so kind of like half of a Darius Q. And then if you hit an enemy, it readies Sundering Slam, which lets her recast, and she kind of slams down her blade in a
straight line?
like a long straight line.
Honestly, it's kind of like you broke up Sejuani's W.
Yes.
Or the old Rengar Q, which kind of worked the same way.
Yeah.
Or the new one, you know what I mean?
Oh yes, I forgot all about the old Rengar.
Yeah, that shit was dookie.
Yeah, fucking, I hated that Rengar rework. It made him so bad.
It just made him feel clunky. It's like the LeBlanc rework where they made it that her Q needed like it was like 0.7 seconds for it to activate to deal the damage, and it just made her feel like shit.
Yeah.
It was their solution to dying.
Good W now.
Her W is repudiation. Fuck me. I don't know how casters do it. Anyways, it's just a big shield. It looks like it's a shield that like she has to stop in movement to get, and then she slams the ground.
I think isn't there a part of it that it I think you only get the shield or something if you actually block damage with it?
No, she does more damage with the shield if she blocks damage with it. And that is from actually in this in the video I watched earlier. Didn't mention this, but it's from it mentioned enemy champions structures, but also large monsters. So I do wonder if she can be a
jungler
in the jungle.
Her ultimate seems to be a good jungler, so
yeah, but she doesn't really have any other CC other than that. So it'd be kind of like you'd have to be relying on.
You just have a laner CC like back in the days, like the old Renekton Nidalee combo.
Yeah.
Honestly, if she does her ult, like she shouldn't have any CC. If you're gonna give her 800 dashes, she should just have no CC, and I think that would be a decent way to balance her on its own.
Her E whips her chains in a circle, so this is mostly like a Darius Q. Damaging and briefly slowing enemies. Using her passive will trigger another strike with it. So I guess if you cast it and then input it again, that's exactly
you're pretty much guaranteed to get both casts of it because I'm assuming you're probably going to move at some point.
Yeah, but I guess it's just in there in the case of like she gets CC'd while it's casting or something, like you know what I mean, like. And then R is public execution. You'll love this part. The passive gives her armor penetration and her abilities heal her. And the active is she becomes unstoppable, blinks to the farthest enemy champion in a line, and suppresses the target before slamming them for damage and a stun.
Does she get the passive?
That is my own. It's probably gonna be.
Is it all the time, or is it only like it's like Yasuo, where it's like after the ult for a bit?
Yeah, it's gonna be like Yasuo and Nocturne, probably, where like she doesn't get the passive until she gets level 6.
Yeah.
So I mean, it seems like obviously yeah, before level 5 is the time to gank this dumb bitch.
I mean, but the thing is, it's not even true because you go to gank her and then she just throws abilities out and dashes away, and then she's fine.
I think it will depend on how far she can dash.
I was gonna say characters have dashes that you can still.
It'll also depend on how the energy regen works, because it's very possible you go through the rotation like 1.5 times and you're out of energy, and then you have to wait a while. So
yeah, exactly. That is sort of the thing that I'm like. I'll hold my truce to judgments of her until like numbers are out, because yeah, it could be like this case, like Josh saying, where I play a lot of Shen. You fucking go and engage on him, and you don't get your autos to restore energy, and you're like, bruh, send help.
I mean,
like if you don't hit your E or whatever, one of them gives you a decent amount of energy regen back, and if you don't hit that shit, you're fucked.
Yeah, I just feel like from what I've seen of the champion, it feels like a champion that is going to be fully determined by the numbers, and it's going to be if champ has good numbers, champ will be OP. If champ has bad numbers, champ will be bad. Because it just with how the kit works and the mobility, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to this champion coming out, if I'm being honest with you. It seems like it's going to be annoying as fuck. Because you're going to be an ADC or like a squishy mid laner, and this tank's going to roll up to you, and you're going to, say you're playing Cinder, you're going to fucking QE them away, get stunned, but then just 2 seconds later, she casts 2 abilities and she's on top of you again. Because like the thing for me is that, especially for the Q and the E, you get, if you hit, or if you move the input, you get a second cast of it. So just without her ultimate alone, which is a long dash, she has 5 dashes in her spell rotation. Because you can dash twice off the Q, once off the W, and twice off the E. Which is a little much for someone who's going to be building tank bruiser.
I mean, it's really like only one more than Riven. But Riven's fine.
Riven has 4, but 3 of them are in a single ability, and she has more than Riven. But Riven doesn't get to be as tanky. Riven still has to she has to build AD or she doesn't do damage. But this champion feels like she's built to be built as a bruiser.
Yeah, I think it'll all really depend on what the scalings are and how far the dash is, right?
Dashes, I mean, you can.
We know the dash could be the same as the Zenith blade. She's gonna go yeehaw. She's gonna go fly across the lane, or it's just gonna be like.
The video shows the dash. It's decent. It's a decent dash.
Yeah.
It's like it feels like the distance of like a Silasy is what it feels like.
No, it's definitely lower than that.
I would say Silasy is almost the length of Zenith blade, so that would be. I think
Silasy is way. You're thinking
it's like maybe I'm thinking
about the second part of Silasy where he dashes to you. His actual initial dash is not that far.
Okay, yes, yeah. I was thinking about the dashing to you, and I was like, if it's that length, that's crazy. Because she's gonna go from top lane to mid lane in 2 seconds and be there, be like
realistically, if you're standing in top lane, you would need to use all 5 of your dashes to get back to your tower. But it's still, I don't know. It's just it's the fact that the dashes are not necessarily tied to any abilities, so you don't. It's not like you can waste a dash. It's just an accessory to the abilities you're casting.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is I wonder how many people are going to dash and then click in the wrong spot and then dash forward when they meant to dash backwards, and they're like, I'm dead now. Or if somebody's just going to just play Poppy against her.
Yeah, I mean,
dash bonk.
No, but you only block 1 dash.
Yeah.
That's how Poppy works. You can't spam them.
Sure, Poppy's unless
I think it blocks all dashes while it's up.
I think it only blocks the one. I think you can block 1 dash per
per character. Yeah, because when I play Callista, I don't get blocked by every single dash. It's just the first dash.
Most people just don't have a second dash to test it with. Like Lucian will go and I think with Lee Sin, if you get blocked on the Q for Lee Sin and then you W in afterwards, you can W in.
Well, no, wait, you literally you can't dash. No, I was right in a sense. No, if you get hit by Poppy W, you're slowed and grounded, so you can't dash and get after anyways.
I mean, the grounded doesn't last the full duration of her W. So if you get hit by that on the first tick of her W being up, the grounding will go away before her W goes down, I'm assuming. Because her W lasts 4 or 5 seconds. If it's just a 5-second grounding, that's kind of OP. That's really good.
I didn't know it grounded you.
Maybe the longest CC in the game.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna.
I was gonna say, first of all, her W only lasts 2 seconds. And if a champion hit, any champions who dash into or within it are dealt magic damage, knocked up for 0.5 seconds. If the target is successfully interrupted, they become grounded and slowed by 25% for 2 seconds. Steadfast Presence
Nice.
can only block a single dash per enemy per cast. So
It can only block once, but you'll get CC'd for the full duration.
yeah, but you're grounded for 2 seconds.
but it can only block one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I
And the
thought.
thing is I guess like with the what is it, Ambessa's? I think that's how you say her name. I could be saying it wrong.
I don't
Don't
even
shoot
remember
me.
what her name is.
With her shield, does the shield still work if it gets popped?
Yeah, I'm
There's
assuming
a lot of
because
abilities that work like that.
the dash is not on the abilities; it's on her passive.
No, but like, can you do because there's a second cast of it, right? Can you do the second cast if the shield pops? That's my question.
Her shield is the only one that doesn't get a second cast.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the abilities because like I watched it
her
beforehand.
Q and
But
her E have the second. Her W is a singular cast.
I mean, I think her ult's kind of funny because her ult is just, I think, slightly better Vi ult.
It's just, dude, no, it's literally just Cassante ult, but there's always a wall there. Technically.
No, it doesn't. No, it's not. It doesn't.
I mean, I just meant like the way it looks, because you just do the long dash and then you do like the same kind of animation that Cassante does when he slams you.
It's close to Vial. It's just Vial, but it's a skill shot.
I was gonna say it's vile, but it's a skill shot.
Yeah. Which I don't like the ability not to pick your target because I'm
think
sure there'll be.
I would say it gives. I think the reason
is the worst thing in the game.
I would say, Callum, I think the reason you think it looks like Cassante ult is in the video. One of them it shows her doing it over a wall.
Yeah.
But no, it is a skill shot.
I think I don't like point and click CC because it's my least favorite game mechanic is
on interactive gameplay where there's nothing you can do about it.
I
Which
think
is what point and click CC does.
they've gotten rid of all of them so far because I don't think Fiddlesticks.
There's Malzahar.
Sorry, on regular abilities, on non-ultimate abilities.
Fiddlesticks literally has a point and click CC.
Is it point and click? I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember if it was only the scythe now. Yeah, Rammus is.
There's a lot of point and click CC still in the game.
JC.
Oh yeah, because like I think of like Scion, the Scion one, the Tark one, the older
never
ones,
has.
right?
You mean Tarek, right? Because Scion never had point and click CC.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. AP Scion, you would.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, his ult.
And then you would see that stun come for you, and you'd be like, "No, please."
It's like a 1.3%, or was like it was 130% AP ratio, and then its shield was 120 or something.
And you would see that little dazzle come for you, and you're like, "I'm gonna die in about."
And then you
2
just pop
seconds.
shield and run away.
Yeah. All the stupid scalings and point and click stuff, but yeah, I feel like they've been slowly trying to get away from.
They
point
are
and click
with
unless it's
reworks. They are getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Slowly, but it's not like. I don't think they'll ever get rid of all of them. I think they'll still have some in the game no matter what.
Yeah. Well, just because like Vi's ult is kind of like her kind of like her signature thing. Besides, like that's was just she punches really fast and she has her dash. Like that's cool and all, but like her ult is kind of like the Vi thing, right? Where it's like, oh, here comes Vi, I can't run away.
I would consider her Q more of the signature Vi ability, but
I think with Ambessa, with that shield ability, I was like, if they're gonna bounce something, I think it'd be cool if you made it so you make it like almost well, the shield. I didn't realize the shield was on the first part, and then the damage boost was on the second part. I thought it was you only got the shield if you got hit. So my idea doesn't work as well, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I was like, maybe make it like a Mundo thing where you damage yourself if nobody attacks you before you do it, or something like that. That way, it's not just I can just do this and I will always get an advantage. Then there's some counterplay where it's like, I'm not going to hit you, and then you just hurt yourself, or maybe you do like a short self CC or something like that. I don't know, just something to have a little counterplay in it. It's like I think actually self CC I think would be a good way to do it because she's already got so much movement. But
yeah,
I don't know.
So they did that with Cassante a bit with his W because his W forces him to stand still for a second before he casts it.
Yeah, but on his W you're also fucking unstoppable, and you can just ignore everything when you come out of it. So.
Yes, I mean, I don't know.
This champion feels very
overtuned. Obviously you'll never know until the champ comes out, but and realistically, depending on when she comes out, she might even come out on new season patch, which means you just have no idea.
I can almost guarantee.
So you'll because apparently this new season patch is going to save the game. From what I've heard from all the content creators who have
seen what the patch is going to be like.
Okay.
I was like, I can't say anything, but this patch actually might save League.
All right. So what would a patch that saves League of Legends need to do? What are your guys' thoughts? What would this entail?
I think
All the skins are fucking Gacha World skins. That's how you fucking save League. That's how you save their budget.
I'm trying to think how what actual major change could come through.
You can put it.
I feel like it has to be something drastic. Maybe it's like we're changing how the rune system works again.
Maybe they're gonna fucking do a collaboration with Blizzard, and they're gonna take all the Overwatch characters and put them in League.
That'd be funny.
I actually really like the fucking.
I do like the current rune system.
As good of a meme as the old rune system was, they were kind of dookie.
Yeah.
And like,
I mean, it was just. Yeah, you had to. I like how.
Sorry, go.
I liked how customizable it was. Like, you could really actually build rune pages for specific champions. Granted, I mean, sometimes they weren't that good, but you could actually tailor your rune page for each champion specifically. Or the current, I mean, you get what? You get 3 to 4 options for your keystone, and then 3 choices between 3 runes, and then 2 choices between 3 runes. Just like there's maybe 15 rune sets that you'd use ever on any champion.
Yeah, sure. There's definitely less expression behind the runes, but I think with the runes, I don't think they're there to be expressive. You know what I mean?
I disagree though. I think runes could be a way to pre-build what kind of way you're going to play your champion before you get into the game. Like if you're, I don't know. Like, I mean, back in the days, if you're playing Tryndamere and you're like, I want to go full crit, so I don't have to build crit items. You build a crit rune page, and then you can focus your items on other things and have a playstyle built around that, right? Like
the problem is at the end of the day, there's always going to be one set of runes that is always going to be better than another set.
I mean, that's just
yeah. I mean, that's. Yeah. I mean, I have that general gripe with I think multiplayer video games in general now, where it's like. I feel like the spirit of like having fun in online video games is slowly going away.
Well, the thing is, that, like,
it just feels like everybody needs. If you're not doing the most meta shit, if you're not, no, I mean maybe it could be. I'm fucking old, but I think that people like you'll get it's small things. You'll get flamed for not building like. You're playing a game, you're playing a fighting game, and you pick like an off meta champion, and you get it's like, bro, why'd you pick that character? Don't you know that the frame data on his character is actually not that good? You shouldn't play him anymore. It's like, well, what if you just want to have fun, man?
Really, I find in fighting games in general that was always a problem. Fucking if you weren't going to competitions in the old days and playing either Falcon or Fox, it's like, bro, you've come to lose. Like
yeah. I mean,
that's something that's been around since like the late 90s.
I mean, I'm not saying that it hasn't been around before, but I think the general populace is more falling into that. Like, I
say it.
What?
You said that the old feeling of like.
Yeah, I'm not saying that what I'm saying now didn't exist back then. I think it's just more
prominent.
Now.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm finding it across more different games because in fighting games back in the day, fighting games is a very competitive scene, so you're going to have those things. But like. Brother, you play a fucking Earth in League, and people split push the entire game because it's like this. I must win. I must do what is the best. Only I can't have fun. I don't have fun if I'm losing.
That I think is mostly just a case of just more people playing League of Legends. I think.
I mean, it doesn't, but it doesn't change that it's happening more often. I feel like it is happening more often than it was in the past. It doesn't. I don't know what factor is causing it, but it's happening.
I know what they're doing to save League. Wait a minute, I just fucking figured it out. They're actually gonna add bans into fucking ARAM. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be a permanent thing now. That would fucking save fucking League.
Teemo,
God damn it.
Gone. Aurelion Sol,
what I was saying to Lucas, maybe they'll actually fucking balance ARAM instead of just doing you get 10% more damage because you're too strong or 10% less damage taken because you're too weak or some shit like that. Actually going through like they did with Ashe and make it so her W is the longer cooldown was a great idea. They should do that with more champions like Veigar E or other shit.
Yeah.
Or just delete brand in general from ARAM. We're good.
For the majority of the champion base, I think the small number tweaks are fine enough. But there are like outlier cases like the Ashe and the Veigar E and stuff like that.
It just feels bad though. It feels bad when honestly it's less so the ones that get buffed, it's the ones that get nerfed like just a fuck ton. Like Seraphine gets like a 20% damage nerf, or like Ziggs as well. And it's just like I don't even want to play this champion because they're just that bad now. They just feel terrible. So like
except Ziggs is still really good in ARAM. It's fucking sad. You see the damage numbers go down, and then you get hit by a Q, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
It's because Leandri's is way too strong of an item.
Well, I mean, that's just how percent health damage works. I've always said it. They need to make percent health work in a way that it's not equal across all. Like it should be like I've always said, it should, instead of dealing damage a percent of your max health damage, it should deal damage like the more max health you have, the more damage you take from it. Therefore, that's why it'll be only good for tanks and not, because 10% of your HP as a squishy or a tank is 10% of your HP. It doesn't matter how much HP you have. If you get hit with that 10 times, you die, regardless of what your HP is. So it feels like it's just, even if you're a squishy 1400 HP carry, you're still taking 10% of your HP from an ability.
You'd have to make it so it scales off of just bonus health or something like that. Yeah. Is how you'd have to do that. I think the other option I like for it is, if you're gonna have these things that are percentage damage, they need to stop giving you flat damage on those abilities as well. Those need to be, you get that percentage and you fucking get nothing else on that. Because like, I think they might have finally done with like Vayne W, but for a long time Vayne W did like a bunch of damage when it's proc the bolts, and it would also fucking do this percentage damage. And it's like, no, just give it percent and you drop the entire flat damage part. So that way it's in theory not going to be as effective against the squishies. Like it'll still do damage to them, but they should be able to kill you faster because they don't have this thing that's relying on a percentage of damage.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Because I think Varus does it well with his marks, because he has like a small numerical number, like that scales obviously, but then like he has a percentage chunks when he pops it, which that is like a good general system of like a small numerical damage, so that way like when you're trading in a lane with your opponent early on, and or if you're fighting a squishy, it's like, yeah, that hurts, and then if you get, whatever the proc is, well, yeah, that should hurt because that's what the champion's supposed to do, right? Like if you took out Vayne's W, I think is what it is, right here. If you took out her silver bolts, totally different feel. Probably would be one of the worst champions maybe in the game.
Well, yeah, because
the wallbang's pretty good.
Her entire kit based around her W.
Yeah, she is the infinitely.
That's like saying, bro, if you took away Karthus ultimate, that guy's dog shit, bro.
I know.
Shit.
But so something I was discussing, I'm going to go back to the stun cage comment Josh made. We were discussing this. I can't remember what game had this. It's very similar to how some MMOs do things, but like if you get hit with CC, and if you survive being hit with like a lot of CC, like every compounding CC, make it slightly less, right? So that way if you get permanently like just rolled into CC and the CC and the CC, like let's say there's a set of Leona and an Nalles, you're not ever going to move. You should not be able to have control of your character until it's dead. If I remember like the cooldowns, like duration and everything, like you should be either rooted, stunned, pulled, something somewhere. You should not be able to move the whole time until you're dead. It doesn't matter what champion you are, you should die, because that's just how it is. But
I don't think you should die. If you're a tank and your job is to not die, just because you get CC doesn't mean you should die.
Yeah, but there's enough true damage from like fucking. I think I can't remember. Does set have?
I don't. Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's my example of like you're CC'd, you should eventually die, right? If you survive that, like I feel like compound like multiple CCs stacked on you, like since they all take the same duration. If they have it to where you get multiple dumped on you, like one of them's a longer one. If you've had a multiple dumped on you, maybe slightly shorten the duration, or do something where if you survive your stun, you get a small amount of movement speed to then run away. Like, you survived the stun.
I think that'd be so. That's.
I'm not saying like a lot. I'm saying like 3%.
I'm just saying, but that's the same. But that's the same issue the other way around with uninteractive gameplay. Okay, you're playing Veigar, right? You stun your laner, and then they get a buff because you stun them. Like that doesn't feel good.
It's after they're done being stunned.
Yeah, but
your job is to kill them during the stun.
Yeah, but you hit your ability, and now that you're getting punished for hitting an ability.
I mean, that ability is not hard to hit. Let's be real.
But still, why? I just don't. I don't think balancing a champion in a way where you get punished for doing what's built into your kit is a good thing. You should get punished for whiffing your abilities. Yeah, but you should never get punished for doing what your champion's supposed to do. Like that's not good game. That's not good gameplay design. Like if I gave you a sniper rifle and said, okay, you are a sniper, I want you to go a mile that way, but if you hit somebody in the head, they don't die because you're sniping too good. Like that feels bad. That's not not how game.
They already do that in every fucking game with snipers these days. They're like, oh, you're a sniper. You have a scope. Okay, your scope has a fucking glint now, infinitely and permanently. Because that's how scopes work. Yep. The same shit.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be. You should never be. I can't remember the word. You shouldn't be punished for doing what your champion is supposed to do. If the game gives me a champion, I should be able to do what the champion's been designed to do.
Yeah, and then like the other example, like going back to it, maybe you would mix the two, and like if you're hit by multiple instances of CC, then you get an opportunity if you survive. Because honestly, if you get hit by the cage, you should die 100% of the time unless you're a tank.
I don't think so. I mean,
if Vigor,
if you hit all of your abilities,
if you're playing your champion correctly, you should. They're stunned. They're not moving.
Yeah, I mean, you can still. I mean, on Vigor, you can throw your E down and not be in range to cast your W and Q before they become unsucceed and walk out of it. Like there is counterplay. If you hit someone on the max far side of your wall, most of the time, by the time you walk up to get your your W down, because your W has a delay, they can walk out of your W before you can cast it.
Yep.
It shouldn't be I throw cage down, you die. It should be I have to throw my cage down in a way where I can get to you before you get out of it. It
used to really be I throw cage down and you're gonna die because
there was no animation.
That was horrible.
I wonder if since we're talking about Vigor anyway, what if they made the cage a little bigger? Because then, like, if you're actually in the middle of it, you add a little bit more maneuverability instead. Because like there's times, especially on ARAM, I guess. But like, if you get in the fucking middle of the cage, you're like still fucked anyway. You're just like the rest of your team jumps on you.
I don't know. I feel like I can dodge
ARAM. Imagine Vigor E on ARAM at 50% wider. I've put my E down. Your team can't walk through half the map now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, the way you balance it on fucking ARAM is you make it so he doesn't have. You just like the cooldown like twice as long.
Oh, on ARAM, ARAM, you change the cooldown, or you adjust how long it stuns you for.
Yeah.
There are certain abilities that I think you need to specifically nerf in ARAM just because you're focused to fight in such a specific area.
Or another idea.
Me versus the Vagar cage? Nah, I'd win.
Maybe for Vagar cage, the later in the duration of the cage that you get stunned by the cage, the lower the duration. So if you get that fucking perfect, like you're on the thing right away, you get like a longer stun. But if you walk into it with that last like millisecond and then you still have that second half stun, feels like dog. It's like, really? I still get stunned this long?
Yeah,
how about as soon as the cage goes away, if in that case it just immediately stops the stun.
Yeah, as soon as the cage is down.
That would be a good way to do it too. Because that always feels really bad, where you're just like, oh, I was dodging really good the whole time. Oh, and I just barely touched with a millisecond left, and now I'm dead.
I mean, the counter argument to that is, well, you fucking walked into the wall. You should get stunned. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You walked into it.
I
don't know what to tell you.
So, going back to what would make the saving league patch, I can't remember if it's Smite that does this, having hard caps of just every single stat that you can have. No infinitely scaling health, no like what is it that you had in a game the other day, Josh, that you were complaining that you had like 800 armor and you were still dying to 80 carries because reasons. It was like you had some ridiculous amount of armor.
I mean, armor
and you're like
is negatively exponentially valuable. So the more armor you get, the less value each armor is worth.
Yes, but once you get to a point where you should, like, per the tooltip, have like 93% damage reduction or something, and then like an 80 carry goes bop bop bop, and you die, and you're like, what is the point of building armor then?
No, like, I agree. If you're dying to the one person, I think it was in that game I was specifically playing Malphite as well, and I did just the Malphite thing where you just build mostly armor.
Yeah.
And you're still dying, but like I don't know. And that game I was doing fine. Maybe it wasn't that game. I don't fucking know.
The thing is that there's a lot of numbers that you won't see in the middle of like a team fight. Is like, for example, did you get hit by fucking somebody with Black Cleaver a bunch and then get hit by the ADC?
And they have a Lord Dom, and they're penetrating
the ADC also have a Lord. Yeah, Lord Doms and whatnot. Like, did you also happen to be facing like something like Ayasabo, who like shreds armor or ignores armor, I think, on crits, if I'm not mistaken?
No, it's just when you all just get 50%.
Sorry, it's Gangplankey's barrel that ignores armor.
Yes, it's 70% ignores 70%. And I think how it works, since it's physical damage, it flat ignores 70%, and then if you have any pen, it penetrates on whatever 30% is left over. Which is
because it's always based off whatever
it's like you have 100 armor. Okay, well I have 40% armor pen, but I'm using my 40% armor pen on your new value of armor, which is 30. So you actually have like 15 armor, even though you had 100.
I still don't like that you can stack flat and percentage pens. I think it should just pick whichever one is higher, and that is all it should use. So if you have items that get both, well, tough shit, you shouldn't have built both. You have to decide if you want to be a squishy killer or if you're going to be a tank killer. You don't get to be both.
I think it might have been that way at one point in time where they were talking about maybe doing it, and then people did not like it. And then
they didn't have flat for a long time. Like, they had percentage. Like, Void Staff was the only one for a long time for Magic Pen, and that was like
for Magic Pen. Yeah, it was for armor. I feel like for a very long time they had flat.
So yeah, we had brutalizer. I think it was like 25 or whatever it was.
I don't know. It's just one of those things where I don't think it's that bad to be able to stack percentage and flat, because realistically, if you're doing both, you're getting not as good value of either of them. So like you're going flat in percentage, it's like, yeah, you have like a little bit of flat to deal with the squishies and like a little bit of percentage to deal with the tanks, but like you're not good against either one specifically.
And that's like kind of like my thing of like maybe like, because like, oh, then some people will be like, oh, I need to stack all our percentages because we have a tank with the ridiculous amount of armor or whatever. But if you just put a straight up like hard cap of like, you're capped at 300 armor, you're capped at 65% like.
Wow.
No, but that
hard caps, but then you'd have to rework like half the champions in the game.
That also makes it more boring then, because then you're like hitting the cap in every fucking game, and then everyone is just building the same like 5 items because it's like, well, this will get you to the best, most efficient way. Then so that makes it less good.
I think putting caps on your stats is not a good way to do it.
And then Josh will make some dumb joke about caps isn't really attractive, and then you're just sitting there just like, all right,
exactly. It comes full circle.
Yeah, dumb joke.
Like, the other thing you could do is just make everything be the same gold value per individual unit. Because like there's
no way to do that though. But there's no way to do that because of
change the gold value.
Okay, Rileys, how are you gold valuing a 30% slow? And also you get HP, and also you get
I'm saying the stats, the side effects of the slow.
But the slow goes into the gold value.
That's part of the gold value.
That's part of the gold value.
Yes, I'm saying the health portion, the AP portion, the MR portion for every like each like hard stat that you receive. Because like right now, I think if I'm remembering the last time I saw a Freaks breakdown, health is the most gold efficient stat in the game, whereas I believe AD or was it MR was the worst. It was one of those two. But if you make them all fall in line where it's more the item's passive ability is what you would want to get the item for, then you can kind of get around that where you're building items to do a unique thing.
That's usually how a lot of items are built. Is a lot of people
but the gold scaling and like the stat scaling for them isn't.
But the reason why HP, I think the reason why HP is the most gold effective is because HP is 99% of the time. If I'm building a giant spell, I don't kill you faster. I'm just getting a bigger health pool. Mm-hmm. AD needs to be valued differently because AD can be used to kill somebody. Like, so it's not, it's more valuable. Like, what's more valuable in a game of League of Legends? Not being able to not die or being able to kill the enemy? Being able to kill the enemy is way more valuable.
The main thing is like, and I guess this is just from maybe, I know I play a lot of tanks, it's what I do, but like, there's a lot of scaling of your offensive stats off of you building defensive stats in a lot of characters now. There is just that, or it's like, it's pretty much, there's some sort of flavor of that, or you get a shield, you get something that makes you not die or makes you kill them.
It's like Mundo, that you have more HP, so you can get more spell rotations off, so you do more damage. But I mean, the thing is, naturalizing all of the values, making 1 gold cost as much as 1 AD, cost as much as 1 AP, cost as much as 1 MR, doesn't really make sense when HP goes up to like 8,000 in a game, and armor goes up to like 300 in a game.
And that's why I said like run it in tandem with like the caps, and then have it to where a lot of items you can get to the cap in a variety of choices. They should do that. It shouldn't be, well, IE plus Shiv is the only way to max out your AD in the game, so you're just required to build those every time. And then have it be where there's more unique passives or active abilities on items that then
because people would just go, okay, if I spend, I found the cheapest AD build you can go. If you spend 6,000 gold, you get to cap stats. There's no point to building anything else because you are wasting gold at that point. I'm trying to get to cap as fast as I can.
You do the passives and actives that do it.
I would love Lucas to see a patch of League of Legends designed by you for like a month, just so I don't need to play League of Legends for a month.
Like, I don't think putting caps on any ability is a meaningful way to.
Well, I just think like if you translate the power of some of the items to their actives, because like what is it? Mikhail's is hot dog shit in every way, shape, and form possible. If you take away its active, right? It's literally super golden.
It gives you
super golden efficient.
Because the gold because the gold efficient. No, because the gold
efficiency is in the ability, right?
Yes,
so like that's where you can get those items.
So it is gold efficient.
But only if you have the item. But if you, what I'm saying here with my argument is, if you make it to where it's less about the stats and more about just getting to the items themselves, like the stats help, yes. I'm not saying completely like remove stats, But if you have abilities that with your items that you can use in combat that are more effective, because I've noticed that they've slowly been like taking away actives, because I don't. A lot of the items I remember I used to have actives don't have them anymore.
Anything they've been adding more actives recently.
Yeah, they re-added a bunch recently. They got rid of them like a year or two ago, and then they re-added a bunch.
I think the only item that has had an active removed from it in the current game state is Blade of the Ruined King.
Yeah, because and like this is again like the items that I use, right? I don't use every item in the game. I don't fucking play AD carry because that's Josh's thing, and I dog shit at AD carry. I cannot be bothered in any way, shape, or form. It's too much, too squishy, drives me nuts. But it's just one of those things of like you could balance it to a sense where you just have passives and actives, and like actives should be stronger than passives because their use and there's a cooldown. But you could run it that way and see how that would work.
So
here's the thing, Lucas.
So the game already
they had
that way.
I want to say it was like 2 or 3 years ago. They did a rework for the Zeal items on AD carry, and they made it so the items that build as Zeal, which is Runin's Hurricane, Static Shiv, Rapid Fire Cannon, and Phantom Dancer. There's 4 items that build out of it, and they all cost, and I think they all have the exact same build path, and the only difference was just the passive effect. Maybe there's like one was like 50 gold more or something. It was like basically the same, and even in that case, you still had the same thing nowadays where people were just building like these same couple ones. Like no one was building Static Shiv at all, and you would only build like Rapid Fire if you're playing a champion that had a lot of range or something. You would like, I think it was very common that people would go like Runins and Phantom. Like Phantom Dancer was one of the ones you would always go, but it was never the first one you would go. It was like a weird meta, but yeah, like I don't know, it didn't. What you're suggesting is kind of what that was, where like you're just buying it for the special abilities, but you would have to like perfectly fucking balance those abilities for that to work. And it's like I don't know if you can ever really do that, because like nowadays those items still are in the game, but they aren't homogenous. They all give you 55% attack speed and 20% crit. Now some give you more of one and some give you more of the other. So they've moved back to what they did previously because they tried that and it didn't seem to really work that well.
Yeah, and so I guess the argument I have with that is it's not so much like when I say like gold to stat, it's going to be the same. Like if you get 30 AD on this item or 30 AD on this item, it's going to cost you 1,500 gold or whatever stupid number we want to pretend to. If it gives you attack speed or whatever, it's going to give you this, yada, yada, yada. Like the gold value per individual unit of stat is normalized across them, but you can still get different items from. Like,
no, I get it. You're basically just saying, I mean, it's kind of the same thing though. Like you're buying $2,500 to get your final item. All of the base stats the same. The only thing you're buying that's different is the unique active or unique passive. That's the only thing that you're buying for the different items. Yeah. On this.
Because I think the Phantom Dancer thing wasn't that when you like got damage reduction on Phantom Dancer? Or was that a different time in League? I can't remember. There was a period of time where you got just like flat damage reduction for just having Phantom Dancer.
I don't remember.
So like everyone saw it. Like literally, I would see it like recommended an occasional meme like support builds because it was like last item. If you're on your 6th item, the game's going too long. Damage reduction. Build Phantom Dancer.
I think the most reason why you'd build PD as your last item is because it was just an item that gave you the most move speed, so you weren't sacrificing as much move speed.
Yeah.
A lot of the time,
you sacked boots.
A lot of the time, you would replace your boots with that.
Yeah, movements like would be the hardest stat to.
I feel like what you're suggesting is essentially how the game is already balanced with items. Like I don't think if I buy Infinity Edge, I'm getting AD for like 200 gold in AD, but if I buy a Bloodthirster, it's like 500 gold in AD. I feel like it's already pretty averaged out across the game of like.
Yeah, and also
and
like
if it's not, it's going to be close enough where it's offset by.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's just a small amount. Like even if it's off by like, let's say this one's 5% more gold efficient than the other. It's like it doesn't really matter because it's not like one. You're not doing mirror matchups, so you're not facing someone with the exact same fucking build and champion as you. So it's not going to make a difference in a fight that much, regardless. And that would require everyone to have exact perfect play and stuff for to get this like, oh, this one is just better because it doesn't really matter as much as I feel like you're kind of trying to make it out to be. It's if the person's fed, they're gonna kill you if they have fucking 10 Doran's blades.
If someone's 25-0, they're gonna kill you with 6 IEs as fast as they kill you with 6 Bloodthirsters, and you're fucking 0-10. You know what I mean? Like,
so like I get the idea behind it, and yeah, the game could use a little more balance, but honestly, like I think items are relatively balanced at most times. Generally, when you have a champion, this is the first item you're on the champion because it just works the best with your kit. Maybe there's 2 items that are really good for champion, but then it's just kind of like, if you actually want to play well, you should look at what the enemy team is, what items are better against these champions, and then you play from there. Like, some champions, yes, are pretty much, you just build this every fucking game and you're good to go. But even the ones that you do that on, I don't think that's optimal. I think it's just the easy way to do it and you don't need to think about it. But I don't know. I think there's always options. Like, I can't even think of an item right now that's just like nobody ever fucking builds it. Or if it like, honestly, the least built item is probably the fucking support item that gives you ward slots, just because it's like the very last item you would buy on a support.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like items wouldn't need to be the thing that needs to change very drastically for a new season, because the last time they did that, when we were talking about least favorite seasons, was the fucking when they added the mythic items, and I fucking hated it.
It was the worst season ever.
It did what I said, where every champion kind of wanted to have an item at the beginning, but you literally had to do it. Maybe not as your first time, but you had to do it by your second item, and if you didn't, you couldn't. And then also, some champions wanted to have 2 mythics, but you couldn't. So you would just kind of get fucked. So
that was not bueno.
I'm gonna do this. If this, my center slot in my bingo card of what the changes are gonna be for the season is something go happen to jungle. It happens every season.
Yeah. We're gonna flop the camps.
Wow, you're really digging deep on that one.
Guys, we added another bush. We added another bush in the river, guys. Revolutionary.
The only reason I was a jungle main for so many years.
When you kill
Scuttle
Crab, he doesn't go to the middle and turn into a speed thing. He turns into a bush at the exact spot that you kill him. So there's a new strategy for killing Scuttle in specific spots.
I actually hate that. That would be fucking awful. Give me.
So what you would do is you would pick him up with Syndra, throw him into the middle of your fucking lane, and throw the bush right there. And then Rengar would come fucking for free ganks back to back.
Ivern still doesn't get picked. Syndra gets picked to put a single bush down from the Scuttle Crab. Ivern cries. Bro, I can do that so many times.
Middle of a team fight by dragons.
What do you mean Ivern dies immediately? Ivern's getting picked at Worlds this year, brother. What the fuck?
But that's
Scuttle
pro.
Crab could put a fucking bush down, Ivern pick rate goes down. You know why? I don't need that bitch anymore. I got Scutsy. Fuck.
Scutsy's always been there for me.
He really has.
Scuttle Crab killed my family. It's been there for me in the worst ways.
God damn. Scuttle Crab killed my fucking comp when I got to the end of the crab rave, and he fucking just nuked my entire fucking team. Holy shit.
TFT do be like that sometimes, right, Josh? Mr. TFT plays every day.
TFT.
Hey, Josh, what's your favorite current build in TFT?
My current favorite build is probably Honeysuckles. I think is the build.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You go Nunu, Ziggs, and
no, you're wrong. You're wrong already. You've named 2 wrong champions.
And then hold up, and then Heimerstinger, and
not in the set, but yeah,
Orbiana. And
totally
it
sounds like you're describing Honeyman.
Corkbee, I like him as well.
Not Sugarsuckle.
I'm having a moment of flashback when I was talking about music in one of our episodes.
How do you have a flashback of music? I'm talking about perfectly
the struggle, the pure struggle.
TFT.
I'm nailing it.
Josh is nailing it. Josh is grandmaster in TFT right now.
Yeah, the honeycuckles are fucking my favorite fucking build.
He goes his TFT. He has an account called Honeycuckles RS, and he only plays Honeycuckle, and it's really good.
My other account is Pawn Up, but whatever.
Yeah.
Mine's actually Morgana Freeman, so.
Mine's actually a ball of ants. Yo, we got any more fucking Smurfs are gonna give away?
Yeah, Beyonce. I changed my name for 3 games of League of Legends to Beyonce, and then I was like, I don't want to be a singed
You're singed one trick with the bee skin.
And then I swapped back after 3 games. Like,
I mean, you were kind of shitting on people though in those 3 games. I'm not gonna lie.
I was, dude. I was having fun, man. Singed is a fun champion. I like me complaining about uninteractive gameplay. Also, me proxying you as Singed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, hold on here.
What are you gonna
do? Does anyone here follow or like remember the guy who used to like apparently just go into a game, tell people he was going to do a Singed, and proceed to do it, where he would proxy int, and then he got threatened with the permaban from Rito, so he had to stop. Zoom.
Is that? Are you talking about the
That was
Bout
like
FFS?
I don't remember his name. I just remember that was something that he would do, and he would just post like, "I'm going to do this." Period in a conversation, and Riot was like, "No, you have to ask them permission in lobby, and if they don't say yes in lobby."
I think I do remember what you're talking about, but I think it was a Teemo player and not a Singed player.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was cinched.
I remember someone
99% sure.
I remember a post a long time ago about it was like a Teemo top, and he would load into a game and post a Google Doc of like, this is what I'm going to do, this is what my plan for the lane is, this is how I play it, this is the success rate I've had with it in the past. I'm going to play Teemo, I'm going to sit top, I'm going to push top the entire game, I'm not going to leave this lane. This is what I'm going to do. And he literally would just post a Google Doc and then lock in Teemo. And the funny thing is, it actually worked. Like, he was getting wins because of it.
I mean, he's a one-trick. Was it because of the document, or is it just because he was one-tricking a champion that he plays?
It's because he knows. But it's I mean, it's the same. There's one Enigma in League of Legends high play that, like, Riders have talked about it, because this streamer gets reported all the time. His name is the Baus FFS. He is the inting Scion. His strategy of just I'm gonna go top lane, I'm gonna int, I'm gonna proxy you, I'm gonna out CS you, but I'm probably gonna die to you in lane 9 times. But he would win his games off of it because he's playing an economical game of like, all right, I'm gonna push 3 lanes, go down, proxy 2 lanes, die on Scion to get 2 of your tower plates. Okay, you get a kill, but I've gotten 500 extra gold on you, so I'm actually still winning the lane. But it's just like he ends the game like 3-16-5. But he's the reason his team has won, because he like it. So it's if you do it right, you can quote unquote into win, but you have to be so good at it for it to work. Like, you have to know exactly your timings, exactly your power levels, like what can do, like. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Riders have said they literally had to, like, they see him get banned, like reports, they have to like, all right, well it's him, so he's probably not actually inting, it's just a strategy, and people are pissed at him.
Yeah, because it sounds very similar to Tiltarella, who's an Australian guy who does very much the same thing. Yeah, and he does it with KL too.
Ozzy.
His stuff is hilarious. His entire job is to just salt farm the enemy. It's so funny because all he does is just sit there and like stir the pot the whole time. He does psychological warfare while he's playing Scion, so it's like a double whammy.
The 1-2 punch, as they would say.
Giving the enemy team depression wins games. That's what they say. It's one of the hints that pops up. It's right next to mistakes opportunities.
I remember one of my friends who played, like, Grandmaster, I think, for a while. I think he's dropped out now, but he sent us a document that he got in a game one time. It was a trick that literally very similar, like a document of how to play with Yuumi, and fucking everyone was just like, all right, buddy, you're playing the easiest champ in the game. We don't need a document to understand what to do with you.
They actually they had to change how AFK timers worked because of Yuumi. Because how the AFK timing worked before Yuumi came out, as long as you hadn't issued a movement command in a certain amount of time, they would AFK you. But with Yuumi, you don't issue movement commands. So they had to change the entirety of the AFK the way it worked for Yuumi to be released.
Yeah, but you know what? At the same time, though, I think the people that are playing Yuumi probably should be banned. So I think honestly, it's a good trade-off.
Yeah.
Also, you want to know another fact that I've learned?
Yeah, go for it.
Was did you know that the numbers on your champion CC isn't real? That most CCs in League of Legends have floating values where there's actually just a range it can CC between. It's like Morgana's Q at max level is said 225, but it's anywhere between like 215 to 235 seconds that it can stun you for.
Weird.
Yeah,
I think it's something to do with like ping or whatever is like the float difference.
I got no idea why.
It's like a latency thing they put in there of like, well, you know, latency. I was like, okay, that doesn't. What? It's
the weirdest
thing. If someone has higher ping, yeah, a stun could seem longer than versus someone with a lower ping. But yeah, I don't know.
I think the weirdest ability that does that is Karthus Q. The cast time on the Karthus Q actually has a range. It's like between a quarter second and like a half second before it blows up or some shit. It's really fucking weird.
Yeah, I hate Karthus Q. I just like Karthus in general. Now that I think about it more.
Sorry, Rylan. No, Rylan's got something.
Fucking. It was the Riot August was talking about Yuumi and how like Yuumi was literally like new players to just kind of like so that you could get like a better idea of the game. And the second that pros started playing it, that's when Riot's like, all right, fuckers, we need to rework this. It was literally just pros. It was another case of pro players like having a patch or having to get patched, but like not in a good way.
That's like what Callum said. He said Yumi is there to get your girlfriend to play the game. It's a cat on a book.
Hey, honey, play League with me. You don't have to do anything. Okay.
Perfect. Honey, pass our. Okay.
Nope. Please, fucking Yumi still has to do something. For the love of God, please do something.
Yeah.
Have a Yumi experience.
I still,
just staring at the wall.
still say for Yumi, I think the healing and stuff was an okay idea for it, but I think they should have made it so that you have to actually get off your champion to get like a lot out of the kit. Like if you should actually have to get off and tag your fucking passive to be able to do like some of your stuff. Like maybe you heal for half as much if you don't fucking do that, and then for the next 10 seconds you get higher heals. So if you're not always getting off or always jumping between targets, they can do that as well. Because you need to have an opportunity to actually be able to kill Yumi without needing to kill the entire fucking team first or getting a random really lucky hit on her when she's like jumping off. Then you make her a more counterable champion. Or even make people said like you can make it so you like you silence the person, it pops her off of them. I don't know necessarily that needs to be the case. I just think having a way that
I think that would just
forces yeah, exactly. I think just forcing her to actually have to get off to do some of her stuff in her kit would make it more fun to play, I guess.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, at the state that she is now, apparently she's exactly where they want her. Where it's like her pick rate's not too high, and her win rate is like enough that it's like I think it's 47% win rate when picked. So
yeah,
like that's a balanced champion. It's like when she gets picked, she has a 50% chance to win. That's how it should be.
And yeah, she seems like now she's probably a champion that's way better in low elo than higher elo. She doesn't have much going for her.
Random note going back to people who've climbed. One of my buddies, I remember back when Game of Thrones was huge in like their second or third season, he used to go into League Games the night that and climb ranked in the new episode and just aired and go, I have Game of Thrones spoilers. You have 10 seconds to leave chat or I will start typing them in all chat. Enjoy your time.
So your friend was an asshole.
DC, he was DC.
Yeah, because you're right, because he's being
stop just doing this. You're
just being an asshole. Yeah, it's just being an asshole.
Yeah.
But you got the plot off of it.
Fucking like there's a difference between like the whole like bullshit of like psychological warfare in games. There's a difference between like haha, I'm using game mechanics to kind of like
make you
tilt someone and just being a fucking dickhead. Like if I'm fucking, walking into fucking jungles and just yoinking a fucking red buff as Syndra and just killing it while the jungler's doing it, there's something different there than just calling somebody a fucking slur in all chat. It's like
yeah, there's a difference.
You're just being a fucking idiot.
Yes. The other one that I enjoyed was they also same group of people. They also used to. This was when Rengar top was super popular back when like the red AD buff pop existed. I don't even remember what it was called.
Oh yeah,
Elixir of Fortitude.
Elixir of Fortitude. Thank you.
Oh no, I thought it was Elixir of Ferocity.
It was from Elixir of whatever the name was.
Elixir of Red.
Comment down below so I can be educated. Thank you.
Red pop.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was just called Red Elixir by the fucking real OGs.
Yeah.
I still call them tabbies till the day I die.
Yeah, Josh called them by their new name the other day, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "No, they're not called tabbies." I was like, "Oh, I definitely thought they were still called tabbies."
Hey, what are they called right now, Lucas?
I don't know. I go
tabbies.
between the two. Oh wow, look at this guy.
Yeah.
I go between the two.
I thought I'd get you on that one.
Yeah. But no, they would do the dumb thing where like a lot of them they had multiple Smurfs because everyone and their grandma has it, but they would put a bunch of them at the top of silver, and then they would go play Rengar top on the last day of the season and do whatever they could to stop people from promoting the gold. And they'd be like, "Hey,
you played some actual assholes.
They were horrible people." Yeah, I mean, also like they're the ones who got me into the game and taught me the first game I played. They were like, "Hey, so Vigor is AD. Build him straight AD and crit."
Who would ever do that?
Funny. Which was funny back in like the open beta that existed for a couple weeks, and then like for the first season, that was cool and funny and all. But the amount of hatred that you would get back then, because they'd be like, "Hey, buddy, what the hell are you doing?" And I'd be like,
"Wait, did you
build
multiple?"
This.
Okay, I mean, after the I did that to Rylan, and after the first game, he was like, "Hold on a second, why are you making me build a tank item on this damage character?"
I didn't know.
I was
I didn't know
gonna say.
anything
I
about the
realized
game.
immediately.
This
Well,
was
what do you-
literally
what-
right
what do you-
when I
what do
first
you
came to
mean?
League of Legends. I told him to build a Thormail on Ashe, and he obviously he did, but he figured out pretty quickly that it's not what you're supposed to do.
I mean,
Figured
yeah,
it out the game I was playing. I'm like, I'm not doing damage. Clearly, this is a damage character. Like what?
Yeah, I was told they were like, because this is like back when you did. I think it was the meta was double melee bot lane.
I
Like
approve
way back in the beginning of season 1.
And
it was like it was Ashe mid.
Season 1, there was no meta.
For the
Yeah,
game, 'cause
this is when this occurred. This is when this occurred, like right after the game launched. Like there was no builds. There was really nothing going on. It was like, I don't know. I hit them and I watched their health go. Dunk.
Bro, have you never?
Seems good to me.
Did you not go
I
to
got
fucking Mobifiers to get your goddamn build? What the hell?
It was
It sounds
Multiplier
like
even
you
around back
used
then.
to play with some actual bad people.
You can go to solomid.net.
Yeah, they were very sarcastic assholes. There's a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
Outside of League, they were great, but in League, they were assholes.
I mean, I don't know, because they're just being assholes.
which kind of translates out of video games. That's my genuine opinion is if you're an asshole to people in League, you're probably a dickhead in real life.
Yep, and if you like killing people in video games, you're gonna do it in real life too. It's a perfect translation. You gotta get rid of all the fucking guns in video games. Just shoot out hearts. You guys saw Spore? In Spore, when you play as the religious faction, you shoot religion at people. Grab your Bibles, kids.
Yeah, I could do some.
I mean,
I'm telling you, you locked me in a room. All I got is a Bible. I could fucking hurt some people, bro. Shit, hit them with the spine of that shit. Bow,
different type of Bible thumping. I mean, that is going to pivot to a different game real quickly. The Star Wars Outlaws or whatever, they had it so that way you couldn't shoot while driving things because they didn't want to encourage kids to do drive-bys.
I don't believe that.
Dude,
I'm not gonna lie. I don't believe that.
I'll go find you that.
Kids do fucking drive-bys all the fucking time.
Yeah, because you know, playing my game about space warriors is gonna make me want to do a drive-by.
Man, Florida exists. Okay,
Yeah, but I guarantee they didn't have it that you couldn't shoot while driving specifically to stop people from doing.
I mean, it was like on the
drive-bys.
list of reasons that they.
I don't think it was. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that's probably made up by the internet because it's fucking stupid. They probably did it because they didn't know how to make the mechanics of driving and shooting at the same time.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was.
Or it'd just be hard to like control both. So they're like, we're just not gonna have it.
I don't think it's they're like, guys, we really need the kids to do less drive-bys. Let's take this out of it. They had it. They're like, guys, we got to remove this.
Bro, they went to a meeting one day. No. They had like the big meeting with everyone in the company. Like, guys, we really need some ideas in this game. And there's guys like, dude,
I found the quote. The reason they did it is we wanted to make a mechanic that made you experience chases rather than having you feel as if you could just ride in and assault people from the speeder. It was literally a gameplay mechanic that they didn't want you chasing around and then fucking just shooting people and then driving away. They wanted you to have to chase, get off, have a ground fight.
guys, I think there's been too many drive-bys lately. We've got to do something about this shit.
I heard that somebody died from a gun at some point. We gotta get this out
And there
of our
might have
game,
also
guys.
been a car
We
too.
gotta get this out of our game, guys. We gotta fucking hold on. Wait, you're telling me someone choked on some food? Guys, remove all the food from the game. Get it out.
Get it out.
Boys, little known fact. Did you know atomic bombs were dropped? Get the 25 kill streak out. No more.
Way. No way. Wait, we actually dropped bombs?
I thought that was just a myth. I thought that was just an idea.
Yeah, so you can play.
No, we
Mr.
didn't drop
Games
the
in regards to
bombs.
That one.
Anyway.
But we also
Yeah, I found
didn't
your
go to the
quote.
moon.
Yeah, they literally just the Games Radar just hijacked the second half of that sentence in a quote. Sad.
Yeah, it's almost like the internet lies a lot. It's crazy.
Mhm. I mean, everything's clickbait. I just thought it was funny. I was like, that's dumb enough. I believe it.
No, usually it should be that's dumb enough. I don't believe that. That's usually how it should go, Lucas.
But the amount of stupid shit that happens with games and related to where people are like, this is going to cause violence. Like the argument that like if you play a shooter game, you're very likely to cause a mass shooting.
Yeah, but those people
I think
are
everyone
just
here has
stupid.
played Halo, and I think we've had
those
zero
people
mass
are
shootings
dumb.
amongst us.
Yeah, because
Yes.
those people are dumb.
But people say dumb shit.
Yeah, but
I
that
can
doesn't
see
make
it
them
being an
right.
Argument.
But it doesn't make them right, though.
Yeah, but there's a ton of dumb shit. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a reason. I could see someone in the comment be like, well, you know, somebody might think about this. So like,
I think
You
what
might
would
be like-
happen is the people who are higher ups of the company will go, "That's fucking stupid. Why do you work for us, bro?"
Shampoo has instructions depending on some of the brands you buy. You should have to have instructions for how to put shampoo in your head.
It is because Americans will sue you for anything.
Yes.
Literally, a lot of reasons those things exist on fucking things is because Americans will sue people for fucking bare minimum things.
Hey guys,
They need to have this stuff on it.
I put it in my
so that
eyeballs, and it's your fault.
Exactly. Because, yeah, that is the only reason so much shit has things on it nowadays.
Hey guys, I bought a fire pit from you, set it up, and then I walked into it and I got hurt. I'm gonna sue you because you didn't tell me to not stand in my fire that I built. Yeah, America dumb, bro.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
That's why I could see them being like, people might do this.
But I don't think the company.
I honestly don't have that much faith in the people.
Yeah, but that's not. But it's not people
like this could be a thing.
But it's the companies don't think that. It's the people who think that.
Yes, and the last thing, because oh god, what was it? There was a shooting a few years ago where they tried to blame Call of Duty because Call of Duty talked about guns, and they were and then they actually filed a lawsuit and got a settlement.
And they lost.
They got settlement out of it.
Not because of the video games.
For like a small sum, but whatever.
I guarantee it, because every single time there is a mass shooting somewhere in the world, it is always video games is the issue. Every single time.
Dude, every single
biggest shooter is at the time.
You know what's crazy? Ever since the this mission in Mod 2 where you fucking shoot up the airport, dude, so many airports have been getting shot up lately. It's crazy,
Dude,
man.
I mean, all I'm saying, listen, I'm gonna have to get real close to this one real quiet. But 50,000 people used to live here. Okay, that's fucking ghost town, dude. Okay, I'm just
That's
saying.
all I'm saying.
That's it, man.
And I blame video games for every death ever. So
Pretty much.
Jesus died because of fucking
the guy who
because of
assassinated
Fortnite.
Abraham Lincoln, he was fucking
In
LEM.
fact, Jesus might have died in Fortnite at this point. I'm surprised. Is he again in Fortnite? Probably.
I guarantee you he is. I guarantee you Jesus has been in Fortnite. Do you think when Jesus made the world, do you think he knew Fortnite was going to be in it?
On the eighth day that no one ever talks about, he played Fortnite.
Because they say on the 7th day he rested, but he rested by getting a victory royale.
You're goddamn right.
He was fucking cranking
That's because
90s.
literally he got out of the game and nobody else was on the game because nobody had Fortnite yet. So he was like freest win of my goddamn life.
Oh my god.
Dude, Jesus just fucking cranking 90s, making ramps, fucking speed editing walls.
He
bro,
literally
it's
said that
crazy.
too. He said, my goddamn life. And then his dad was like, hey. And he was like, yeah, shut up, dad. I'm fucking playing Fortnite. Shut up.
God comes down, bro. Jesus, just pause the game. Dad, it's an online game. I can't pause it. It's online.
Turn off that Nintendo.
Everything's a Nintendo.
He literally was sitting there playing Fortnite as he was getting fucking strung up on the cross. He's like, pause the game. You need to get crucified. He's like, I can't pause.
To get down.
I can't pause. It's a fucking
in the world right now. Just dropped in Tomato Town.
God damn it.
God damn it.
The Romans are just watching.
I still love that
Okay,
Chug Jug was
well,
one of the
hear me
drinks
out.
at Vegas that I got at that one place.
Yeah, you sent the message to us of what should I drink, and I think I immediately responded Chug Jug. you gotta get it gives you shield and health, Josh. It's both types of regen.
Yeah.
It's full regen on both, dude. If you could pick anyone to be the battle bus driver, who would it be?
Lewis Hamilton.
Dude, that's a good one.
Probably
Lewis Hamilton's in fucking Fortnite, by the way.
probably
fucking
Will
know that.
Smith because that's hot.
hot.
Yeah.
That's
hot.
What's that?
What did you say?
This is the best YouTube video ever.
Yeah, I need, they need to bring back YouTube Rewind. It was something I could cringe at every year with my friends.
When it
K-pop,
first came out, it was
Really?
alright.
dude. Yeah, like the first 2014, 2013. The very first one was okay, but like the one, I think it was 2013, 2014 were like the real good ones.
Well, that was before you. I mean, it's the classic. This is before YouTube was. I mean, it still was massively popular, but it wasn't as like
It's not what it is now.
commoditized as it is now. So that's like
honestly, well, it was mainly because the people in the fucking Rewind, you actually knew who they were, and then they hit a point where it was just all these like newer people that obviously had subscribers, but like the community had gotten so split at that point that you maybe knew one of the two of the people that was in it for like a 2-second segment. It's like, well,
what do you think? What do you
I don't
think
care anymore.
He's returned yet again.
What do you think, buddy?
He's gonna murder you in the middle of the night is what he's thinking right now. He's like, Follower, you have picked me up for a second time today. This is outside of the contract. I know, but every time you pick him up and he looks at the camera, he's like,
Yeah, because he's seeing your ugly fucking faces.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I know, buddy. They're scary. I know. It's okay.
And you know what?
It's okay. They're not actually here. You don't have to see their ugly mugs. Oh, are you scared of me? Good job.
Oh,
Thanks,
see?
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
fucking Christ.
You're
he's
welcome.
like, thank God, Dad. I'm gonna go hug my safety blanket now in the corner.
Yeah, his safety blanket is just any piece of clothing left on the floor.
Yep.
You know what? I think it's time for us to make like a bandit ourselves. Make ourselves scarce.
And
We got some good fucking League of Legends talk in for people that love League of Legends. We definitely won't talk about it again in the future. I promise.
I love League of
That wink was
I
for
love
the
League of Legends.
Audio listeners. Yeah.
I love League of Legends.
I love League of
I
Legends.
can love
ban
League
me,
of
ban me,
Legends.
ban me.
Side note, League of Legends Arcane Season 2 is coming out soon. Woo!
I'm so hyped.
So,
I'm curious
anywho,
what they do after Arcane.
That's it.
season
That's
two.
it. That's
I'm
it. We're
gonna-
dropping it on that.
Are you
Actually,
ready for
if I never stop talking, we can't end the episode. So like, I'm just never.
Here's the
gonna
good
stop
part
talking
is
because
that
the episode
as
can go
the
on forever,
editor,
'cause if I'm still talking,
you
the
guys are on a
episode can go
separate
forever, but I'm
fucking
gonna
audio
do it.
track, so I can just mute you and I can just talk as if no one's talking right now. So it works really
Oh
well.
my god.
Don't worry. Next season of Arcane, they're gonna have Imagine Dragons.
Oh my
and
God,
Linkin Park
Lucas, we're
both
trying to end the
animated.
episode. Shut up, man.
Callum, I'll fight you.
Okay,
It will take
I'll
me
win.
more than one business day to get over there,
I'll
but
win.
I'll fight you.
All right, guys. Everyone comment down below who's going to win the fight against Callum and Lucas. They're going to fight with pets. One's going to use their cat and the other one's going to use their pussy. And we'll see how it goes.
I'm legally binding. The cops can use this. Lucas, I'm gonna kill you.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Minecraft. Same.
In
Minecraft.
Fortnite.
In Fortnite.
All right, Bar Battle Royale.
All right,
How we have
anywho.
no dinosaur costumes.
Yep. No, we're ending it. Bye, guys. See you next week. Make sure you subscribe and like and fuck and odd audio stuff.
Look.
We'll see you the next
Spotify.
business day.
We're done with that shit. All right. See ya.
Bye bye.